introduce yourself, your full name?
Full name. My name is Jeremy DeGrosse.
My name is Pat Gendron. Pat Gendron.
I'm Nicole. I usually go by Nikki.
Hi, my name is Julius McRoberts.
What was your life like before meeting Jesus?
Oh, that's a deep one.
My life like before meeting Jesus was good.
My life before Jesus, it was like a mess.
Chaotic. My life was chaos before Christ.
When I was in high school, I really struggled with depression and anxiety, and I was in a very dark spot in my life.
It was a lot of me working really hard, and by working really hard, I can get what I want, and I can get my goals, and I can achieve the dreams that I want to get.
Well, I reached to a point in life where I figured out my goals were so far, and being surrounded by plenty of people that says, oh, life is hard, sometimes not worth trying. Eventually, all those words and sentences got to my head, and by seeing how happy people were by going out drinking, smoking, and having a good time, I mentally told myself that was the joy of the world.
I started using meth in one form or another when I was 15.
And how long were you addicted to meth?
Until 5 years ago. So 25 years. Long time.
I couldn't be happy. I genuinely couldn't find joy into what I was doing. I always felt sad, and I always felt that dark feeling of just not being enough.
I thought I was doing great. I thought I was doing perfect, to be honest. I've done a lot of things where it came from nothing.
When I first started it, I thought it was fun. But after a while, I actually started getting more depressed from drinking and smoking and lusting over women. And I would constantly ask myself, what am I doing with myself? What am I doing with my life? I know I got better purpose than this.
I figured my whole life was just gonna be drugs for the rest until I died. I didn't even expect to be living more than 10 years, 5 years. I wasn't too worried about it, to be honest with you.
Did you think your life was full before Jesus?
I thought it was. Is that bad?
Yes, I actually thought I was living peak life. I thought that was all to life that there was. Smoking, drinking, going to work, and, sulking for the rest of my life. I thought that was a pretty good thing. I knew that, when I started getting depression, I relied on the drinking and smoking to fill me up, and for a while it did.
But it didn't last?
No.
I was successful financially. I was doing good. I had made a career out of nothing. I was able to work 4 different jobs at the same time, and I could juggle all of it perfectly. And honestly, I couldn't ask for any other best scenario than that. I was stable financially. My work was good. And the good thing is that I had built this entire thing on my own.
I always felt empty. I always felt alone, even though I had many people that cared for me. And I felt a little bit lost.
I always felt like there was something missing in my life, and I didn't know my dad when I was younger. I met him when I was 18. I thought that was gonna be it, That was not it. It just made it worse. Realized what he really was. That was worse. And then, I always had a hole. Just something wasn't right in my life.
So tell me a little bit about how you met Jesus.
I met Jesus because of my wife. I met Lexi in Atlanta, Georgia, where I was studying chiropractic then. And Lexi had this church that she would go to all the time. She would go to Passion City Church in Atlanta, Georgia. She'd go there with her friends. And to be honest, it didn't make much sense to me, but I didn't care much. I like Lexi, so I did what she wanted to, which was bring her to church. But bringing her to church did not mean I had to go into church, so I didn't do that. I would drop her off at church and wait in the parking lot.
It was my boyfriend at the time, my now husband. He started to feel the love and kind of woken up in a way, and he was just trying to express this joy that he felt from Jesus and stuff, and he was like, you gotta get with God. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because like I knew about God, but I was like, I didn't understand that like it was like a relationship with him, it was a connection. And I was just like, well, I believe he's real, but like, what are you talking about? Like, I thought he was crazy.
I got a call from the bank, being at school. I had to pay for schooling, and I could not afford school anymore. And when that happened, I started making a lot of calls, trying to figure out how I could do this. I talked to a bunch of places. I did what I always do, which is trying to figure it out and put my head down and put the work. And unfortunately, every call I would make or every person I would talk to would come back to saying that they couldn't help me. That did not stop me. I just tried even harder until I could figure something out. Up until the deadline of when I had to pay for tuition, which was Monday. And of course, Lexi was asking me to be able to go to church, and bad timing. I had bigger concern than having to go see what I used to call back then her imaginary friend.
So I was addicted to meth for 25 years, and I was homeless. I used to get stuff from the Hope Gospel dumpster here in town, and just one day this lady stopped and asked me, what are you doing at the dumpster? I told her that I'm homeless. I'm a drug addict. And it's not something you usually tell, you know what I mean? It's not something you usually tell a lady, but just something told me I need to tell her.
After making a few calls, nothing happened, and I decided to go get Lexi in church. And as I walk into church, there's these people, obviously, just saying hi and good morning, and I'm so glad you're here. And that's like the last thing I want to hear because I'm angry and I got something to do, and I'm trying to get Lexi out of church because there's bigger task at hand here. There's something serious actually happening over than just singing Kumbaya, I guess, you know?
I was just really down in the dumps, and my boyfriend at the time told me, like, I'm gonna let you pray. Like, I'm going to give you a second to just pray. And I did. I was very emotional, and I was just, rambling on. I was just like, at first I didn't want to, but I just was like, okay, I'll do it.
Everything started coming on to me, and I was like, what am I doing? I wasn't raised like this. Mama didn't raise me to be some street, pleaser, and after that I started crying while driving, which isn't safe. My eyes were bulged with tears, and eventually I had to pull over because it got bad.
The sermon starts to happen, and the pastors start to talk, and I'm like, no, I really can't get Lexi out of here. It'd be really awkward to cause a scene and bring Lexi out. So I'm like, fine, and I'm like, I can't believe I got dragged into this. I don't even know why I'm here in the first place. Like, I just want to get Lexi out. And as the pastor keeps talking, he talks about letting go, and sometimes you let go and you have this closed fist still going on, and he says you got to let go and extend your hand and let go and let Jesus be able to do it. And the sermon kept going on, and he kept poking more at it. Felt like he was just talking to me. The room got all quiet, and it felt like he was just having a conversation with me. Now the more that I think about it, it felt like Jesus was having a conversation with me, and it felt like it was just for me.
And I told her why I was there and what I was doing, and she just asked if she could pray for me, and I said, sure, go ahead and pray for me. I just figured she was going to leave, go home and pray for me. She didn't. She just prayed for me right there, and at that moment, it's like something just washed over me, and it just changed my life. At that very moment, it changed my life, and it's kept changing it ever since.
And I just let it all out, and after I calmed down a little bit, I heard, "You are strong, my child." And I just started bawling my eyes out even more, because those are like one of the biggest words that I wanted to hear for so long, because I didn't feel strong. I felt weak, and I struggled a lot. And it hit me in a way that, like, just hearing that from someone randomly, like, you would have to know me to actually, like, get the words.
I felt a strange peace overwhelm me, and I questioned it. Like at the time I didn't know. I was like, what is this peace, you know? And I just started driving and I was questioning it the whole time. And you know, that night I immediately went to bed, and the next morning I heard a voice in my head that says, open the Bible. And I looked for a second and I was like, is that me talking? No, it's not me. And then I heard it again, open the Bible. So I went to my Bible and I opened the book, and my hands flipped to Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that verse was my favorite verse as a kid. And I knew then that God was there, because when that verse stuck out to me, it pretty much told me that with Christ, I am able to overcome the things that I think that are hard to beat.
So I decided to give Jesus a try, just because nothing else was working, and all the things that I was trying previously wasn't working anymore. And Lexi in this entire room seemed pretty convinced, so I'm like, I'll try it. In worst case scenario, I'll be able to go back to saying that Lexi is an imaginary friend and this is a waste of time. And I did. And on Monday, I woke up, and for some reason, I had the exact amount of money I needed to be able to pay my tuition.
So how is your life different now because of Jesus?
Everything changed. My outlook on life, my outlook on people, the kind of people I associate with, just how I live life, the quality of life, that's major. The quality of life is just amazing.
He's definitely changed a lot. Like, whenever I get a chance to tell someone about how God took me out of my depression, like, I am more than willing to tell them the story, because I never thought I'd be this happy. I never thought that I would wake up not wanting to, you know, have some life event happen to me to where I wouldn't have to take my own life. And just waking up every morning, I think about it and I'm like, little kid me would never think that this would be a thing.
It just came to like the thing of like, I realized that like, okay, well, this letting go thing helped a little bit. This trusting Jesus helped a little bit. So the more and more I kind of let Jesus in, and by letting Jesus in required me to let go of my old ways of trying things on my own, the more he would show up to me.
And, you know, after a week, I started seeing a big difference to myself. I started smiling more. I could feel like the weight of the world coming off my shoulders slowly. And now I feel pretty good. You know, every day I walk with a smile on my face, or at least try to. You know, life is rough, but I know God is always going to be there for me. And that's the part that matters the most.
Life is still hard, man. It's a hard thing, but my worst day now, I wouldn't give up for my best day then. It's just better. With God's light over you, anything's possible, and it's always better.
I feel like Jesus really helped me, like, find myself and also, like, bring joy into my life and actually help me be happy and enjoy living.
He has me. I don't have to worry about that. He's in control of that, and I realize I was never in control of that.
You're content living that way?
I'm definitely content living that way. It's significantly easier.
I think once you actually like know Jesus, like you know how real he is, like that hole goes away. Like my hole, I don't have that hole anymore. It's like all the people he's brought into my life, the situation, like just the way my life is now. It's can't ask for anything more.
So what would you say to someone who's watching right now who doesn't know Jesus yet?
I would just tell them to let go. Like stop trying on your own, just like the message was for me, is let go and let Jesus a try.
There's so much we want to share and everything, because it's like the light and everything that he has brought in us brings so much joy.
Just try to live as close as you can to Jesus. And even if you're not good at it, like I'm not good at it. I am not a pro Jesus follower, but I compared to what I was, it's holy buckets night and day.
You're never too far from God, and don't ever think you're too far from God, because where I was and where I am now, you're never too far from him.
I don't know if I would have listened to everybody or anybody at all, or any words that would come up to me and be like, hey, like, this is what I need to hear. Now I'm going to let go of what's going on in my life and all these successes that I have for Jesus. But all I have to say is that, like, it can be so much easier. And whatever you're going through right now, it can be way better, 100 times.
It's just better. Everything's better. I don't know how to say it. Like, I've not found one thing that's worse now.
He could take your stresses. He could take your anger. He could take your worries and your burdens and all that. You just got to give it to him.
It won't happen in an instant like everybody kind of wants. But over time, before you know it, he'll change your life.
Life will get hard, and I cannot imagine going through life, something that is hard, without having Jesus by my side.
I don't know why anybody would want to do anything else. I guess after coming from where I come from, I couldn't imagine not having Jesus in my life.
As of right now, I know that Jesus has definitely changed me for the better, and I 100% recommend you guys give him a shot. Trust me, it's worth it.
What I would say to somebody who doesn't know Jesus yet, I would say you're missing out on the best life you could ever live. And as soon as you feel Jesus in your life, you'll never want him out of it. That's what I would say.